powered by Riverside FM.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
You're listening to WildFireRadio.com presents the Jerry Torres program. No bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion, just happy fun stuff. And now, here's your host, Jerry Torres.
Five-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Now go do that voodoo that you do so well.
Hello.
Asking for a friend.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anyway, welcome, everyone, to another edition episode of the Gerald Torres, Dr. Gerald Torres program, here to make you all fine and welcome. Oh, shut up. Anyway. Oh, my God. Welcome, everyone. Appreciate everybody coming on, staying on, and dealing with all that effing crap that's going on in the world today. Oh, my God, man. Lies. Now, again, you heard in the intro, there's no bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion. And my heart goes out to the people of Minneapolis. The one thing is that the good government is not going to let this go. And the ICE agent that shot that poor woman, you know, he thinks he's covered. He thinks nothing's going to happen to him. Everything is like he thinks he's all hunky-dory. No, you're going to go down, dude. You're going to go down. And, no one's above the law. So as the saying goes, no one is above the law. And just because you're working for a Nazi president that he thinks is going to protect you and cover you, and then no. One thing is the good government, as I like to call it, that Mayor of Minneapolis is awesome. He says it's bullshit, you know what I mean? And he spoke directly, honestly. And he's like, the Nazi president of the United States, he's like, we'll protect him, we'll cover him. The lies are building up so bad, we just don't know why he's still in office. What's happening in Iran, trying to overthrow their government, and we should overthrow our government here. They can't arrest 1 billion people. They can't tear gas 1 billion people. If everybody gets together, massive billions and billions of people to the White House, overthrow the government, it can't happen here. But I don't want to say that we're afraid. It's like, don't be afraid. They can't arrest 1 billion people. They can't, and they won't. Excuse me 1 second. I'm having my cup of coffee. Oh my God. So step up, everybody. You know what I mean? Oh my God, man. I tell you, man, it's you think you live in a country where it's free and people can speak their hearts and minds and live here. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you're an American, we're going to kill you. Why? Because we're ICE agents. We're protected. Our Fuhrer protects us. Fuck you. Not knowing that a man like that cannot stay in power. Not knowing that the man that killed that woman thinks he's going to get away with murder. He will not. He will go to jail. He will be going to court. He'll be prosecuted just like, and like the governor of Pennsylvania said, as a federal agent, you commit a crime, a serious crime. Don't think that the president of the United States will get you out of it. There's a law specifically saying that that will not happen. That means you will serve the full life sentence in prison. You know, no one is above the law. But you have these individuals that think, oh, I could get away with anything because I have a badge and a gun. Oh my God. It seems to think that, that all these individuals, I mean, look, listen, people. When it comes down to it, is this: speak up, stand up, face against tyranny and oppression. Because the one thing is, that's what these people want. They want to put a scare, like, hey, we got a badge and a gun. We can scare people. We can do whatever we want. And it's like, no, you cannot. Hold on for a second, people, man. I'm trying to fix something here. Ah, there it is. Okay, good. I got it. I got it fixed. Again, we all got to stand up, march, speak up, speak our hearts and minds that we had enough. Europe has had enough. Central South America has had enough. And even Central America has had enough of our fucking president who thinks he's like he can do anything he wants because, he has the world by the balls. If this man does know, he doesn't know history, can't read. But every man in power always goes down. Every man that thinks they're invincible and vulnerable, nothing can harm them because they have protection around them 24/7. Throughout history, everyone goes down. Look what happened to Julius Caesar. You know what I mean? What was it? 12 of his Senate had enough of his shit and they stabbed him to death, And so on and so on and so on. There's so much in history where these guys, these dictators and people of, who think they have more power than a regular person, just because they have a title, it's like, you know what? See, that's the thing about my job. I've worked with asshole bosses in my time. Assholes. Like, they think because they have a title, they think they can put it to fear in people and think, you know what, I'm a boss. You have to do as I say. I have a title. You have to kneel before me. I have stepped up to many of them because I couldn't take their shit anymore, And it comes down to it where some of them fired me on the spot because I spoke up. Many of them, what the hell just happened here? Oh, okay. Many of them, oh my God. I'm so sorry, people. There we go. Okay, nothing. I had to use my backup. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on, people. I am about to throw this thing up against the wall. There we go. Okay. I have to use my backup soundboard, Yeah, there it goes. Well, here it is. Yeah, that's my backup soundboard. The other one, I didn't charge it before I came on. But everybody has to speak up. Everybody has to stand their ground and say enough is enough. Like I said, I had asshole bosses in my time, and they all tried to put a fear in me, try to put me in my place, and I stepped up to them. You know what I mean? I said, dude, what the F is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And many of them would just stand there and smile, thinking, I have power. You have to kneel before me. I'm like, fuck you, asshole. Like these people that work that in the office with Adolf Trump, they're kissing his ass, sucking his dick, brown nosing, to a point where they're weak. They're weak people. They're so scared that you've seen it in movies many times where another outside force takes over the government. And for those that were in power, like all of a sudden they become, hey, wait a minute, guys, I'm on your side. You know what I mean? Wait, we can talk. And what happens to them? They get killed, they get tortured, you know what I mean? They get imprisoned. Because I was like, no, dude, you know what I mean? Prime example, when the Nazis were controlling all of Europe, and then all of a sudden when they were losing the war, what were like, oh, we must run and hide. They were burning all the paper. Many of them tried to burn the evidence, like cover up their tracks. Many of them tried to put on disguises and just fled to South America. Many of them burned their uniforms. You know what I mean? Like, if people read through history, the Nazis knew they were losing power and putting extremely bad into a point where they were scared out of their damn mind. They knew what was going to happen to them if they were caught. The Russians, the Allied forces, they were mainly scared of the Russians because the Russians knew what they were going to do to them. You know, like beat them, torture them, hang them. There were many footages, black and white, where Russians would catch high-ranking Nazi officers or even political that weren't in the military, but like political officials, and they would hang them. Like you know what I mean? You Nazi spy, you know? And what would they do? They would try to lie and deny, and many of them were defiant. We're like, yes, I am a Nazi. What are you going to do about it? Well, we're going to hang you. What? Like Schindler's List. It was a great example. You know, yeah, he was helping, you know, free Jewish, people from the, from the camps and all that good he did, right? And knowing that he was still a Nazi official, in the end, when he was on the run, the Russians caught him and they hung him. Even, you know what I mean? It was like, what the hell? And there was like a story of another story of this. He was like I forgot what rank he was. I think he was a major. He was a Nazi major. And all of a sudden, like, he burned all of his uniforms. He destroyed all his papers, evidence that would link to him of these atrocities that he was committing. What was his name? But anyway, there was a documentary about the Nazis on the run. But this one major in particular, he thought he was slick. He had it all planned out. He knew what he was going to do. So when he heard that the Russians were in Berlin, immediately he was like, hey guys, I'm right back. I'm going to go for a smoke. Nope. He went back to his, what was it? I think it's bunker or whatever, or his apartment. I don't know what happened. But anyway, he grabbed his uniforms, all of them, burned them all, right? Then he grabbed papers, everything that was identified that was him, like ID cards, military ID cards. He burned them, destroyed them, threw it all in the pit, right? And then he wore civilian clothes. And then all of a sudden he threw away his guns and everything that would affiliate him with Nazi as a Nazi. So he destroyed everything. Then he was thinking that if I come out as a citizen, as a civilian, they won't harm me. Nope, didn't work. You know, it was pretty much he was caught in the act because they recognized him immediately. Like, wait a minute, you're a major douchebag, Nazi, whatever. He was like, no, I am from Scotland. And it was like, no, you're not from Scotland, dude. You're German. So through witnesses and other soldiers, even many of them flipped. I mean, his own soldiers were like, yeah, that's him. You know, if I point out, will you grant me my freedom? And some Russians kept their word. They were like, yeah, is he the guy? They're like, yeah, that's him. I mean, it was like, dude, you douchebag, all the things I did for you. Like, yo, man, war's over, dude. We lost. You know, you're gonna get killed. And they killed him. The Russians hung him. And I was like, damn, no trial, no lawyer, no like holding cell, nothing. They just beat him and they put the rope around him and they found like this bar. I don't know what kind it was. And they just said, dude, and they put him on a crate and he was like, I am not him. It's like, dude, this is you. You know what I mean? and they just whoop, hung his ass. The point that I'm trying to make is this. Okay. Trump's Nazi crew, his circle of evil people, like that bitch that controls ICE, the one that won the RuPaul's drag queen contest. She could easily win. These individuals that work for the Nazi regime, the Trump Nazi regime, they all think they're invincible. They all think they're invulnerable. They all think they have, inevitability to think that, they're above the law. They can do whatever they want. They can change anything they want, But in the end, they'll realize that they made mistakes because no one cannot stay in power forever. Nobody is invincible. No one's invulnerable. No one is above the law. Eventually, many people, will speak up, stand up, and say, dude, we had enough of your shit. Get out. Kennedy was assassinated because he wanted to make change. He wanted to make good change. He wanted to disassemble the CIA, but he also, he was going to try to end communism, and there was a list of a lot of good things that this man wanted to do. But someone was like, no, we don't want change. And they killed him. Lincoln, same thing. He was killed. But this Trump, I don't know, man. He's one of the most narcissistic individuals ever. Very manipulative. He's a liar. He just thinks everything his way is perfect. And it's not. It's not. In the end, he will lose power. In the end, he can lose his life. It will be his end very soon, people. And for those that followed him and sucked his dick and licked his ass and brown nose and yes, people, they're going down too. They're pompous, they're cocky, they're arrogant. They always do that smirky smile like, my Nazi father will protect me. No, he will not. Give it time, people. God will punish all. God will punish all those that are in the White House right now as we speak. The wrath of God will come upon them. And I'm telling you right now, when God's wrath comes, these people that work in the White House, these Nazis, they will feel his fury. Because I know he's saying right now, I had enough of this guy. I'm going to give him the plague, locusts, and frogs. He will know that he's not above me. Wow, did I just get religious here for a second? Yeah, I did. Oh my goodness. This sounded pretty good. What the hell was that? Wait a minute. Yeah, here it is. I have to use my backup soundboard, people, man, because the other one, it's like I said, it's not. I didn't charge it last night. I was like, oh my god, I'm powerless here. Oh god, it's up 3%. Holy caca, man. But anyway, people. Well, last night I did a great comedy show. I had a lot of fun. You know what I mean? All the comedians were great as always, as ça sent bien, and it's finally an open mic that's a lot of fun, man. Oh my god. There's very rare places that you can just walk in and just, you're going to have fun and you're going to be hanging around with good people, It's a rarity in this business that I'm in. And I'm sure that I'm not saying all of them are bad. I'm sure there's that. I would say 70% of comedy clubs have that fun feeling that as soon as you walk in, you're going to have a good time. Right. And that's what happened to me. And that's very rare. You get the other 30%. They're like, oh, my God, rules, regulations. You got to sign this. You got to pay to perform. You got to bring people to perform. And it's like, what the fuck? It wasn't like that years ago. Like I was having a nice conversation with a comedian yesterday because when I told him I started in the early 90s, This comedian was like 2 years in. He was a nice lady. She was like 35, 38 years old, I think. And she asked me how it was when the comedy boom was in that early stages. And I just said, well, at the time, I told her, like, in those days, it's not like today where you gotta, like I said, you gotta bring people, you gotta pay to get on. You gotta like send your avails on an email list, and it's like, what the hell? Oh, you're not gonna perform in the main stage, you're gonna perform in the back room near the dumpster. And I was like, what the hell? Yeah, we moved the stage near the dumpster. So I told her in the early 90s when I first started stand up, it was like in an episode in Seinfeld where in those days you just had to call, give your name, and they put you on the list, but you had to show up. You had to show up. Like if you said, okay, you're performing at 7:45, you better be here. That was when I did open mics in New York, and yeah, I would show up like 6:30. Hi, I'm Jerry. It's like, whoa, okay. You're not going on until 7:45. You want to hang out a bit? It's like, yeah. I had to make sure they saw me. I had to make sure I was in the room. And next thing you know, 7:45 would hit, good crowd of audience. And I said, okay, Jerry, you're going to go on in about 2 minutes. You know the rules. 5 minutes, keep your set. As soon as you see the light, get off, and that was it. And many of the comedy clubs in those days were like that. Even the ones in Philly and Jersey. Nowadays, then it was like, put your name on the list, wait. And then I remember one comedian got in really serious trouble because the comedy club manager didn't know what was going on. I'm not going to name the club, but this comedian had his boys, had his buddies. And in the days when the cell phones were just like big bulky bricks with an antenna sticking out, he would go into the comedy club, he would see the list, and immediately starts putting his name and then all his other comedic dick-sucking buddies on there. And he was doing it for a while. And I remember the comedy club manager noticed something. He's like, wait a minute, these people have the same handwriting. You know what I mean? And immediately the comedian got caught and he was banned immediately from that club. He's like, you don't do that. But they, just because they're coming in late, one lives pretty far away. He's like, I don't care. Like you don't put your name, friend's name. No, that's wrong. And immediately he was banned from the club. I was like, whoa. The next thing you know, instead of being number 23, I was number 5 and 6 or number 2. I was like, damn. But the comedian that was doing that was mean. That was disrespectful. But in Ça Ça Bien, it's like you show up, you put your name on a list, and next thing you know, you wait for them to call your name and you go on. They don't change things around. They don't change the order around. No. If you're number 1, you're number 1. You're number 2, you're number 2. They'll call you and boom, 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 do your 5, get off. That's how it is. Oh my God. Anyway, I didn't do an open mic night. Like, I'm going to change things around. I might do an open mic once a week, and then maybe next week I'll do 2 podcasts. I might do one tomorrow because it's going to rain. I mean, it's going to suck tomorrow. So I might tomorrow I'm just going to work out at home and, just pretty much relax all damn day long. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow. It's going to rain. It's going to be beautiful. But besides all that, back to the comedy thing, it's just to a point where, there's very rare comedy clubs that are like that. You get that warm, fun feeling as soon as you walk in. You feel the energy. You feel the good, positive vibes. Everyone's there is very kind, very respectful, very nice to each other. No one's there with egos. No one thinks they're above. Or no one thinks they're funnier than you. Because I heard a story of this comedy club in L.A. This comedian that was from California. I was doing a show with him. I'm not going to say the comedian's name, but he was telling me a story about there's a woman in L.A. She's a comedian. I was like, whoa, okay. She described her race. She was Iranian, right? But she was born here in the States, and she wants to be a comedian. And God, I want to say her name and his name, but I can't. But anyway, from what the story he was telling me, like, she is one cocky woman. Like, she thinks she is the female Richard Pryor. And the one thing though, he was telling me, dude, she's fucking hot. I was like, what? Dude, she is hot as hell. Crazy body for an Iranian woman, you know? And so what she like, it's like, well, dude, as soon as she walks in there, it's like she expects royalty. Like she thinks she's the bomb. And a lot of comedy clubs are like, you know, and she thinks she can have command and demand. Is like, no. You know what I mean? They're like, no, you are number 20. You're going on 20, you know? And it's like a lot of comedians don't want to talk to her. They don't want to sit next to her. You know, it's like she thinks she's privileged. Like, and she's only been doing stand-up for like 3 years. And she expects like everything to come to her because she's funny and hysterical. It's like, oh my God. And he asked me, have I ever met, you know, comics? Oh yeah, I told him many stories of the comedians that I worked with in the past that were like bullies. Like they really tried to stop me from doing stand-up comedy. They really tried their best to ban me from comedy clubs, you know, and I have done nothing. Oh, they would go on stage and they would make me a target for their entertainment, which is a big no-no now in comedy, you know, and I would still be in a comedy club. They would think like I would run out crying or something. Just like, you know what, whatever, dude, I'm just staying up here. I remember one comedian, I was set to do a show and he kept pushing me back. Like they didn't want me on. And I didn't do anything. And get this, those comedians, they're gone. Boof. Now, I'm not saying I killed them. No. I'm just saying they're not doing stand-up anymore. Karma's a bitch, you know? And I could say that, you know, that karma was going to come back at them. And it did. You know, many of them stopped doing stand-up. Many of them quit. Many of them was like, you know, many of them can't even write. They kept doing the same material all the fucking time. I'm thankful that my friend Anthony Acosta and you know told me one thing: keep writing. You know, every day is a comedy bit. Every day is a comedy bit. If you see something, write about it. You know, you'd be surprised. And I'm like, oh my God. I took acting lessons, improv lessons, dancing lessons. You know, I was the best piece of ass I ever had. I had them all. Even nobody saw Godfather 2, damn it. Oh my God. But besides all that, I mean, I pretty much, you know, worked really hard and honed in on my skills, and I'm still learning all the time. I would never think, and I don't ever want to think that I'm better than any comedian out there. No. I'm always nice and respectful to every entertainer that I see. Any of them that are starting out, any of them that are just beginning, and I've met a lot of them that started out in comedy, and a couple of them, like I stopped giving advice a long time ago, unless they really want it. Then I would be like, okay, from what the stuff other veteran comedians taught me, I would give it to them. The one thing I would say to them is this: it's okay to be nervous. Being nervous is your natural drug, and remember, you have fun up there. If you don't have fun, then don't bother being in this business. You gotta have fun. You know what I mean? Hone in on the audience, check them out. You know, focus on your material. You know, now times have changed. Now you can bring your cell phone or your set list on the stage on open mic night, which is okay because you know you're trying out new material. And they say, "What about it in a regular show?" Well, I mean, depending on the comedy club, man, if they're cool with it, yeah, go ahead because it's a set list. You know what you're going to bring up next. I mean, there are some comedy clubs today that don't like that, but some of them are like, you know what, times have changed. Go ahead, you know, whatever. But I would never say that or try to outstage any comedian or any entertainer out there. I would never do that. I would focus on myself and just have fun and do the best that I can do and wish the same for the other comedian that's coming on. I'm thankful that I was never like that pompous, cocky attitude. I'm the shit. I'm the bomb. No. I've always have a saying, and I told this to my friend Latisse Mitchell one time in a conversation. Like, say if I did a show and it was a great show, like a standing ovation and everything, I would walk off the stage and talk to everybody. Like, I would still talk to the comedians. I would give them, like, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the other comedians. They deserve it more than me. I'm very humble, and I'm thankful for that every day, And I would get off the stage, would talk to the people. Sometimes I would get out, go straight home. Or, I would hang out for a little bit, just for a while. But I've always said that if Bill Burr, Chris Rock, or Earthquake walked into the comedy club that I just performed, I would be an afterthought. I was like, they just be like, hey, Jerry did a standing. I know, but Bill Burr is here. Oh my God, It's like, hey, what about me? What about you? Bill Burr's here. It's about him. I'm like, damn it. It's like it would hurt my feelings. Like, okay, I guess I'm nobody. It's like, sucks. But it is what it is. That's how it is, man. I'm always like, I've been taught a lot in this business. One of them is don't be that guy that thinks like, oh, where's my period ball to 5 minutes? No. Do you know who I am? 7 minutes. That's my time. Oh my goodness. And please have the spotlight on me the whole time. And it's Gerald Torres when you introduce me. And you must bow. I remember one comedian, he had this card when I was emceeing one time. And I emceed a lot, but I remember one comedian, he would give this card and said, read this card word for word. This is my introduction. Right. So the first time, I read it, and then again, he came up to me again. I was doing the same show with this guy. It was another show with this same guy. And it was like, he comes up to me, gives me the card again. Hey, Jerry, like you did the last time, you must read the card word for word. That's my introduction. So I got the card on the stage. I remember I went up there. He was the next comedian coming on. And the first thing I did, how I wish the internet was around in those days, but I looked at the card and I said, I ain't reading this. Ladies and gentlemen, your headliner, Bleezy Blue Boo. And he was livid. And I whispered in my ear and I said to him, you don't control me. Have fun. That's all I said. And walked off the stage. And he was enraged. Like he wanted to kill me. And I was like, dude. And I remember he got off he did his thing. I got on stage and I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Give it all for the comedians that were up here tonight. All right, y'all. And I remember I get off the stage. He was like, Jerry, I want to talk to you. He was like, I don't want to talk to you, dude. Fuck off, And I just walked out of that club. I was like, you know what, man? Oh, my God. But just remember, feel the room, feel the crowd, feel the people that work there. Don't immediately try to be friends. Just, get the feel of everybody. It takes time, but be respectful, be kind, be courteous. If you need some advice, have fun. I understand there are comedians I've seen, they're like, want their space, want, being in a quiet room or go outside, smoke a cigarette, get their focus, get their set. I understand it completely. I used to be like that when I started. Yeah. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just like, leave me in the back room until you call my name. I'll just have my water. Now I could just bust out a nice conversation. And I'm thankful that, I could talk to people before a show, Oh my God, man. Well, the NFL season is almost over. Oh my God, I'm sad. Where the hell is my damn, oh my God, what the F? See what I mean? I have to use my backup. Oh God, I hate this, man. I have to use my backup soundboard. Yeah, NFL's almost over. Oh my God. Yeah, it sucks, man. Oh God, no football. Well, tomorrow's a Saturday night game. And then Sunday, I think there's 2 games. And there's no more Monday Night Football, no more Thursday Night Football. Shut up. Anyway, so it's going to be boring. I mean, there's hockey. Don't get me wrong. I love hockey. You know what I mean? There's still soccer games. I still watch a good soccer, depending on the countries that's playing. Like if it's Finland or Scotland, I would watch it. Spain and Mexico, I would watch it. Colombia versus I don't know, Ireland. Yeah, I would watch that. You know what I mean? But when it comes to NFL, oh my God, I love it, man. I remember like just Thursday night football and just watch it. Sunday, watch it. You know what I mean? Oh God. Now it's like, great. I gotta wait. What is it, 9 months for the whole thing to start? But they fired 6 head coaches in the NFL. 6. Wow. That's they call it Black Monday when near the season is over. And it's to a point where you ask yourself, do you want to be an NFL player? Do you want to coach the NFL? Oh my God. Hold on, people. There you go. I'm just trying to get my tissues out. There we go. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm putting on my chapstick. All right. So I don't know if I want to go on live. Do I want to go on live? Oh God. If I make the announcement, no one will come on. God damn it. I don't know. But yeah, man, it sucks. You know what? Okay, I'll go on for a little while, like 10 minutes, and then get off. You know? So they fired 6 head coaches of the NFL: Miami, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore. And what was the other one? Raiders. Yeah. And you knew everybody knew it was going to happen. I mean, the first one that had his head chopped off was the New York Giants head coach, and they should have fired his ass last season. You know, but they didn't. I don't know why. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why they didn't do it. Sorry, I'm using. Oh my God. There we go. So I don't know why they didn't do it last season. You know, he was a horrible coach, pompous, cocky, arrogant. Like he thought, like, you know, he knew what he was doing as a head coach, and he made a lot of bad calls. And it was like it ruined the Giants season last, and he did it again this season. And what happened? They were like, dude, we're done with you. You're out. Goodbye. And the assistant head coach took over. I don't know if the assistant head coach is going to be the new head coach, but they're interviewing right now. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Right. And next thing you know, what was it? This past Sunday, it was to a point where they were thinking, what's going to happen? Who are we going to keep? Who are we going to fire? And the next thing you know, they did what they did. They fired 6 head coaches. They were like, dude, you're not doing your job. You know, you suck. It's like, you're gone. Goodbye. I was like, what? I tried my best. Like, yeah, but your best wasn't good enough. Out the door. It's sad, man. But that's the nature of the beast when you're in the NFL, man. You know? Hey, Love to Laugh, how are you? You know, I don't see you up there. But anyway. I don't know, man. The NFL season is pretty much one of the roughest seasons ever because I was thinking that the Detroit Lions were going to go all the way. Nope, they didn't. And then I'm thinking next, the Browns. No, Buffalo. I don't know about Buffalo. But I always root for the underdog. And all of a sudden, these like 3 of them are like out now. Detroit is out. Cleveland out. I'm like, oh my God. Is there any other team that I know that could just make it? The Jets? Oh, good Lord. They need God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah. You know what I mean? They need somebody for the Jets. They need some type of blessed miracle for the Jets to either get some more wins or get another Super Bowl. Oh, my God. I think the New York Giants need that. That's what we need. We need wins. We need people. Oh, my God, man. There's a lot of people that want to join me, but I don't see you guys up there, damn it. So tomorrow is a Saturday night game I think it's Green Bay. I forgot who else is playing. But Sunday is the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is do or die now. We'll see who will go to the next level of the NFL season, who's going to go to the Super Bowl, who will not go to the Super Bowl. It's to a point where a lot of these people that gamble, they're like crossing their fingers, using their lucky charms. It's like whatever they have, they're hoping that the Eagles can go again to the Super Bowl. All right. Mind you, they have a lot of injuries. They're pretty much scared themselves. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going to happen to us. I don't know. It's to a point where, you're thinking who's going to go, who's going to stay, who's not going to go, God. I don't know, man. Listen, my New York Giants were horrible, dude. They were horrible this season. Due to a bad coach that got fired midseason. It was like, why you didn't fire him last year? We could have had a decent slamming coach that would have made great calls, that would know who to put in, who not to put in. Oh my God, man. Especially that kick from the Ravens in Pittsburgh. Man, I mean, oh my God, it's a wide right. It's a miss. And oh my Lord. It just reminded me of it. Listen, it happens all the time where the field goal kicker misses the winning goal. You know what I mean? It happened in the Giants and Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl 1991. This was going to Buffalo's, but they were in the Super Bowl. They were thinking they were going to win the Super Bowl, and all it had to take was a field goal kick. And what happened? Missed by inches, and the Giants won the Super Bowl. And the kicker was like shunned, disgraced. He had death threats. It was just a bad day for that kicker from Buffalo from 1991. You just feel like, oh my God, I feel bad for him. Hello, Alushu Vargashi. I apologize. I don't mean MSED. Oh, I thought you were a doctor. Beauty enthusiast. Well, you are beautiful. Damn, did I just do the Joker one? That's pretty cool. Hello there, beautiful. And you are beautiful. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So let's see what happens tomorrow, people. Okay, tomorrow will be the call of who goes, who stays, who doesn't, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Cross your fingers. Hold on to your favorite lucky charms, all right? Because right now, it's like I said, it's another 3 weeks until the end of. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Yeah, 3 more weeks until the NFL season is officially over. Until we have the last 2 teams to be in the Super Bowl. And hello, Leah Vanessa Tiger, my buddy. Oh my God, this is my good friend Leah Vanessa Tiger. Yes. Wait a minute. Do I have the tiger sound? Because I know it's not going to give it to me. Yeah, I know it's not. And if it did, I don't know if you can make the tiger sounds. Sheesh. I'm not going to do it. Rawr, there you go. No, because every time I put the tiger sound, it would give like a thunderstorm. Like, okay, watch. Okay, here we go. Watch. People, I'm on podcast. Watch. Tiger. See what I mean? There's some type of miscommunication on that button. It's a picture of a tiger. It says tiger on the bottom. But when I hit it, I'm expecting a roar. But no, I get a thunderstorm. That's a god of tiger, the god of thunder. What the hell? But Leah Vanessa Tiger from Deutschland. Oh, that's my good buddy. Oh, man. But listen, people, all you NFL fans, I feel for you, for your teams not going anywhere. I understand. You know what I mean? We're all going to give each other one big group hug. All right? Big hug. Hug it out, people. Yeah. And they fired 6 head coaches. And you knew it was going to happen, people. You know what I mean? They don't want to see 5 wins. They want to see 10, 11, 12, 13 wins. That's what they want to see. That's what they want. They want a championship. They want a Super Bowl. That's what the NFL wants, man. But these head coaches, I mean, these owners of these NFL teams, when the coach is not going up to par, you know that it was going to happen. Now, everyone was thinking that New York Jets coach was going to get fired, but for some reason, they're like, we see motivation in him. We'll give him another season. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. And for all you Pittsburgh fans out there, I hope you guys, go all the way. Yes, I said it. All right. Even though you guys have like 7 or 8 Super Bowls on your mantle, why not? It's been a while for Pittsburgh to win a Super Bowl. Chicago even. We'll see what happens with them. Oh, boy. So let's see who's up here. Well, Leah Vanessa Tiger, my buddy, is always up here. Bonnie Brana. Hello, Bonnie. I shall follow you. There you go, Bonnie. And Bonnie left. No, she's still here. No, she's up there. Oh, wait a minute. I see 2. I see Leah. Leah's always up there. That's my buddy. That's my pal. Oh my goodness. Cobra VIP. Hello, Cobra. I listen. Cobra, you're a very beautiful woman. And I wish I had you see what I mean? I didn't know Cobra was going to come on. I could have had my Google Translate up and ready in Russian. You know what I mean? But listen, she's a beautiful woman, all right, and she loves to play games. And the people that she talks to on her TikTok page, they speak Belarusian. You know what I mean? And it's funny that when I hear them, when she speaks to them, many of them get way too close on the camera. It's like, and I was like, oh my God. But she's a gamer. She loves to play games. But this is sort of the language barrier. And don't get me wrong, Cobra VIP, she knows she's learning her English. She's warming up to me in her language. And every time she speaks Belarusian, I melt like freaking butter. Oh my God. I'm like, please don't stop talking, baby. Keep talking. I was like, yes, you sexy woman. Oh my God. Whew, my goodness.
Access denied.
No.
Access granted.
That's right. That's what I want to hear, damn it. Oh my God. But thank you, Cobra VIP. She's awesome. But no one is compared to my Leah Vanessa Tiger, my buddy from Deutschland. Oh my God. Or Germany. All right. Well, let's continue, people. My birthday is 6 weeks away. I don't want to talk about that. Not yet. All right. Sheesh, my God. I already got that. I'm pretty much reading my list of what I talked about. Oh my goodness, there's so much I want to talk about. All right, but let's continue on, man, because I think I got it. So they fired the 6 head coaches. I talked about that. And yeah, no NFL. You know what? Okay, why not? I'll talk about it. So what I've been doing for the past month, I've been exercising and pretty much watching my diet, and it's been working. Thank God. I mean, look at my face. If anyone sees that red on my lip, I pretty much nicked myself when I was shaving a couple days ago. It wasn't a cut, but it was like I pulled, I don't know, I was shaving up instead of down, and it kind of like the pressure of the blade got there, and all of a sudden it just started to like get this rash, and I was like, oh my God. And my doctor said it's not herpes, relax. It's just an abrasion, just a slight abrasion. Just put ointment on it. It'll go away in about a couple days. So, and it did. Earlier this week, it was like red, and I was like, oh my God, people think I'm going to have herpes. It's like, no, it's not. I tell them it's just, the blade that I had was a brand new shaving blade, 5. I always use the 5 blade. And when I did this, I shaved up and for some reason it didn't catch the skin, but it did something that I was like, it was pulling the skin, not cutting the skin. I was like, ow, and I stopped. Next thing I know, oh great, I got cut, but no blood was coming out. So next thing you know, I'm like, oh God. About a couple hours later, it was hurting. I was like, oh my goodness. So next thing you know, I put my chapstick on. It felt a little better. I was like, But and I kept putting more ointment on, and then like it started to heal slowly. I was like, oh, thank God. He goes, had it been herpes, it would have been a big bump, and you would have been in pain, and then you would have had to buy Herpacell, all that crap. Relax. It's just a slight abrasion from the blade. That you didn't cut yourself, but they think the blade like pushed it up. And I was like, well, thank God. It's like, yeah, you're fine. Your blood work came out clean. You're clean. I was like, oh, thank God. So yeah, it was like a burn, like ouch. My friend got it from shaving. Yeah. Thank you, Leah. My buddy from Deutschland, the most beautiful country in the world. So anyway, back to my thing. Damn it! All right, so I listen of everything that's going on. Like the people in Minneapolis, my heart goes out to you. Keep protesting. Keep standing up. It's like I said, no one cannot stay in power forever. Everyone knows that the Adolf Trump administration and the people that are kissing his ass, they're all now lying about this. And for that ICE agent that killed that woman, justice will be done, people. All right. He's not going to get away with it. He thinks he's protected by his from the Nazi regime. He's not. No one is above the law. Okay. And he will go down. He will be arrested. And I'm telling you right now, there are ICE agents right now with a heart and soul. They're going to think, you know what? I'm sorry, dude. You can't get away with this. You cannot get away with this. I talked to a buddy of mine who was in law enforcement. He's a state trooper. And the first thing he said was, if it was my people, my team, and I see someone shoot somebody, I'm sorry. But that loyalty, that coworker thing, I'm sorry, I have to arrest you. I would have to arrest him. I have to say, hand over your gun and badge. I'm going to read your Miranda rights. He told me a story. He did it once. I forgot how the story goes, but he was telling me how he was it was some type of bust, and one of the drug dealers kind of like pointed him out on a sale or something like that, and he was corrupt. He didn't know. Nobody knew. And he said, how did you do it? He was like, well, I approached them. Hey, these guys that we arrested were pretty much saying your name. And they pretty much gave him your badge number. Tell me, are you affiliated with these drug dealers? Tell us now. And he cracked. He said, yes. And immediately he was like, I'm sorry, we have to place you under arrest. Hand over your gun and badge. You disgraced the blue. And it was like, whoa. What did he do? Did he bust out crying? He's like, nah, he knew he was shamed. We arrested him. We treated him just like any other criminal. But he was thinking, he had a badge and a gun. He was above the law. So like I was saying earlier, this ICE agent will not get away with it, people. And the governor of Pennsylvania said it in the news, any federal agent or local law enforcement that commits a serious or heinous crime, don't think that, your president will, grant you freedom. No, it says it in the law. If you commit a serious or heinous crime, like murder, not even the president of the United States cannot bail you out. You will go to jail and stay in jail. So give it time, people. Give it time. He will be in handcuffs. I'm serious. There will probably be an ICE agent in there with a heart and soul saying, I'm sorry. I can't live like this. You're going to go down. This is his name. This is where he lives. And he did it. You know what I mean? It's like, give it time, people. We will see him in handcuffs. We will see him in a courtroom. And he will be in orange and will be in a jail cell. And his dad, Adolf, the Nazi regime organization, will not bail him out. And the Nazi regime, Adolf's Nazi regime will go down, people. Give it time. All right. But anyway. So back to my health thing. Yeah, I've been exercising 6 days a week and I've been dieting and I see the results. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling great about it. I've been buying that stuff, that coffee, mushroom coffee. Where the hell is it? Ah, damn it. It's downstairs. But anyway, it's called Rai. It works. It really does work. Am I going to advertise it? No, not really. There's like, 1,000 people already advertising that mushroom coffee. But let me just go by saying, yes, it does work. Okay. It's just that you got to drink it in the morning and you have to exercise. You have to have a good diet. And for like about a week, I've been seeing results, and I've been taking that magnesium pills. It's like the white bottle with the blue words on it. That works. You know what I mean? It does work, but you don't take it every day because too much magnesium in your body can get you sick. So you have to take those pills once daily. Okay. 2 pills once a day, not every, like, I'm going to take one in the morning, in the afternoon, and when I go to bed. No, that's too many milligrams for magnesium. Yes, too much magnesium in your body can get you very sick. So, yeah, that's 2 pills a day. That's fine. All right. But that also works too. There's, see, look, I have cheekbones now. I can wear my pants without struggling or having someone spray WD-40 just like a slide into my jeans, But health is more important to me. So yeah, I've been eating healthy, drinking healthy. I'm hoping that by summertime I'd be not rail thin, but thin enough to say, wow, I did it, and healthy and have some type of body where I can accept. I'm not saying that I let myself go. There were times I did, but now that I'm being more responsible and reliable with my body, especially at the age where I'm at, 25, shut up. You know what I mean? No, I'm 53, but I'm trying my best to get in great shape because I don't want to be those 50-year-old people that are popping pills and, getting prescriptions and complaining about their body. It's, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I got muscle pulls. Oh, I got this. I've seen it too many times. I don't want to ever let myself go. It's like, no, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be that 50-year-old where the 20-year-old women are like, ooh, I want to be with him, Yes, and I want to be with you. Why? Because you're 20 years old and you're legal, But unfortunately, I'm approaching 90 kilograms. Ooh, you forget the metric system, sweetheart. United States, we say pounds. Kilograms. Start exercising again soon. Leah, look, you look great. I've seen your videos. You look amazing. Okay, you got a great body. You got a very pretty face. So don't worry about it, huh? You look great. Okay. I'm saying, like, in my part, for me, see this? I have a neck now. It's a little pudge right there, little teeny pudge. But it wasn't as much as it was like 3 months ago. Oh my God. I thought I was retaining water, like really, like I thought I was holding a baby kangaroo under here. I was like, damn, what the hell? But anyway, people, that's the thing. All right. I know people are like making New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna do this, and I see the new people at my gym. All right, I'm serious. They should have an app saying, how long are these people gonna stay at your gym? They're not gonna stay too long. I can tell you that right now. 2-3 weeks tops, they're out the door. I can't do this. Those people that are making New Year's resolutions, here's one thing. Stop lying to yourself, all right? I see the new people at my gym. Don't get me wrong. God bless them. They're trying to make themselves a better person. But immediately, as soon as I see them, I'm like, they're not gym people. They're not us. They're not us. Kick them out, But they're trying, and I hope they keep trying. And if they don't like the gym, then, try something else. They got pills now. They can help you lose weight. Injections, try that if you don't like to exercise. But I'm sorry. I like to exercise. I love to run. I work out. I'm fat at the moment. That's why I don't show myself. Oh, Leah, stop. You're not fat, honey. You look great. But yeah, man, it's like I'm doing my best to stay healthy. I've always said to people, what are you going to be like when you're 88? It was like, well, I'm 88 years old. I'm going to be running a marathon. That's what I'm going to be doing. Shoot. I'm not going to be in bed or on a recliner complaining about life and drinking beer and eating fatty foods and then popping prescription pills for blood thinners and all that other crap. No. I've seen that too many times in my life. It's a sad sight to see. The only pills I want to pop are multivitamins and gummy bears. That's it. healthy gummy bears or the marijuana gummy bears. But I'm doing my best to stay healthy and to keep myself in shape. And that way, you know, I'm not saying I'm going to go shirtless on TikTok. I'm not going to do that, you know, because there's too many people that do that. You know, I got a tight body. Everybody look at me. I have no talent and I can't boil an egg, but my body takes over for that. Oh, God. I don't want to be that person. I really don't. You know, I still want to be the guy, if I'm on TikTok live or doing a video for TikTok, I just want to be that guy with a shirt and pants on and just say, hey, I can fit in these clothes. So can you, you know? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just do your best this year. All right. That's all I can say. Just do your best this new year. Or it's already a week in the new year and everything is already screwing up. But for yourself, try to do your best, not just for the week. Do your best every single week and just focus on yourself to be better. All right. And you too, Vanessa. She left. My heart is broken. Where the hell is she? Where is my girl, Leah Vanessa Tiger, the lady from Deutschland? Now, listen, and also to Cobra VIP, you know, you're a very beautiful woman, and I'm crazy for you, you know, but the next time I'll have you on live with me, and I know there's going to be a slight language barrier, but when you do come on live, I will make sure that my Google Translate of Belarusian will be up and ready, so that way we won't have a language barrier. The only thing that we'll have is our love. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As you all will know, I'm in the works of writing another book. But if you're interested in purchasing one of my books, I am an accomplished author. I've written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. You can find my book either on Lulu.com or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. You could download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people, so you're really not going to be breaking the bank. So download the book today and enjoy a good read. And ladies and gentlemen, just the book is about fun, all right? So it's not about inspiration or changing your life. No, it's about fun, all right? So download the book today and enjoy a good read. Also, listen to my good friend Latice Mitchell's podcast. She's in the works of making a comeback, Tice Talk. Her podcast, you can listen to her previous podcast shows on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Her podcast show. And Leah is back, my buddy. Well, Leah, you can send me more photos of you. And I do mean plenty of photos of you. Oh my God. I had a lot of women send me pictures of them. And I'm like, really? You think I'm going to be dating you 8,000 miles away? No. Not good. For all the women around the world that keep sending me their pictures and like, you know, you're telling me that you're single, I love it. Thank you. But if you live a half a hemisphere or an entire hemisphere or from another dimension, no, I'm sorry. You have to live either in Jersey or my county. I mean, that's how close. You know, I can't date a woman across the hemisphere. I mean, I can't do that. I think it was better. Well, Leah, just keep sending me your pictures, honey. All right. You look beautiful. Don't worry about it. You always be my friend on TikTok. Okay, hun? Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Latice Mitchell before she kills me. So, yes, listen to my good friend Latice Mitchell's podcast show, Tice Talk. Her podcast show is about fun, family, life. She's one of the most hysterical comedians I have ever worked with. She's one of my dearest and closest friends. I've worked with her many times. She's hysterical on stage. She's also hysterical on her podcast. So find Latice Mitchell's podcast show, Tice Talk.
Real bad.
Tice Talk with Latice Mitchell.
2017.
Tice Talk.
It'll knock your socks off.
Tice.
Sunday.
Also, listen to Gordo B. His new album is up right now. You can listen to his latest songs. You can find him on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. He's one of the most up-and-coming hip-hop artists out there now. And his music, I love it. I compared it to the Diggable Planets, De La Soul, and Tribe Called Quest. What I'm saying by that, smooth, lyrical, and understanding the lyrics, what the hell they're saying. But his music is about fun. It's about life. And you can find his music again on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. You can download his new music. It's up right now. And his latest album will be coming out pretty soon. So find Gordo B. His name is spelled Gordo, big letter B. And also listen to Funky Times. They are a great band. I love this band. They mix it up with jazz, funk, rock. You can find them on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. They know how to make music and make music right. If you're interested in hiring them for a special event, send them a message. You can work it out with them, and I'm telling you, you won't regret it. So listen to Funky Times. And speaking of Funky Times, I use their music to close my podcast. In a 3, 2, and a 1. And a 1, a 2, and a 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As I always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. But I ask you all, please don't go a-changing. I'm a-gone and a-get-a-gone and bye.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Riverside FM. Also, subscribe to the Jerry Torres program on Spotify and listen to his previous podcast episodes. And remember, boys and girls, the Jerry Torres program has been known to bring magic into your heart, mind, and soul.